Hello everyone, I'm very excited today because we are starting a new book, and this is the incredible Land of Roar by Jenny McLachlan, and it's been illustrated by Ben Mantle, and I absolutely love this story and the illustrations. And what I really like, it says believing is just the beginning. We've got a dragon. We've got this. I mean, this looks quite an ominous sort of castle there, a bit creepy, a bit freaky. And then we've got this person here. Is the dragon breathing on them? Do they know the dragon? Is the dragon? Some dragons can be good, some can be bad, but what I love most of all, look, watch this. Oh, the cover opens out. Oh, we've got a ship there. Is it a shipwreck or a ship? I think it's a ship. It says Jenny McLachlan is a writer of enormous heart. Oh, that's good to know. I like a writer with an enormous heart because it normally comes through in their writing as well. So let's have a look. It says Jenny McLachlan is the author of several acclaimed teen novels. Before Jenny became a writer, she taught English in a secondary school. She now loves visiting schools as an author and delivering funny and inspiring talks and workshops. I hope we can get her into our school. Oh my goodness, who's this? Hang on, let's go on reading. When Jenny isn't thinking about or writing stories, she enjoys living by the seaside. How lovely. I wonder whether that inspired her here for this sea bit. Maybe. Cycling and running over the South Downs. Oh, she sounds very active, doesn't she? It says the Land of Roar is Jenny's middle grade debut. Oh, I mean, what is this? Reminds me a bit of a scarecrow with wings. We're going to have to find out. I mean, I know, but you're going to have to find out. Oh, there's somebody on a dragon there. Is that the same person as on the front? Let's have a look. Ooh, I don't know actually. I think they've got longer hair. Oh no, I think that might be a different person. I'll have to see. Let's see what the back cover says. Let's have a look at the blurb. Oh! Oh, is this some sort of wizard? What's this? Oh, interesting. We'll see what happens here. It says, I see a cluster of jelly-shaped islands, a castle rising out of the sea, and 3 dragons soaring through the sky, and written along the top of the map in my spiky handwriting is one word: roar. Oh, goodness. Oh, well, I'm so intrigued by this. Oh, wow. There's something else. What is this creature here? Is it a magical horse? Is it a unicorn? We'll have to find out. Let's have a look. When twins Arthur and Rose were little, they were heroes in the Land of Roar, the imaginary world they created. Roar was filled with the things they loved: dragons, mermaids, ninja wizards. I wonder if that's the ninja wizard. Ninja wizards and moonlight stallions. That must be this little creature here, as well as the things that scared them the most. Now the twins are 11, Roar is almost forgotten. But when strange things start happening, Arthur begins to wonder if maybe, just maybe, Roar is real. Ooh, who are these people here? I love this front cover and back cover because I've got so many questions I need answering. Now look at this magical waterfall. Oh, rainbow, hello. Roar is an exhilarating, hilarious, vividly drawn tribute to the power of childhood imagination. That's by Sarah Driver, author of the Huntress trilogy. Oh, that might be another book I need to buy. I must stop buying books. Wow, well, I am just full of intrigue. Shall we have a little read and see what it's all about? I think we should. Let's dive into our book, Land of Roar. Jenny McLachlan. And thank you very much to Egmont and Jenny McLachlan for letting me read this. For my girls who have never stopped believing in Roar. Oh, a map. I love a map. Let's come out a bit so you can see it all. Oh, so we've got Mitch, Archipelago, Tangled Forest, the end. Ooh, the end. The Crow's Nest, Dungeon by Rose and Arthur. The bad side. Oh, is there a good side? There's a bad side. It doesn't say the good side, but I bet there is a good side. Oh, I love that map. Chapter 1. There is a wizard in Grandad's attic. I'm sitting in his garden looking up at the attic window, and I can clearly see a dark shape standing just behind the glass. I give my sister a nudge. Look, Rose, you see, its pointy hat and everything. Rose swipes at the screen of her phone. There isn't a wizard in the attic, Arthur. Leave me alone, I'm busy. I glance over her shoulder and see what she's busy liking someone's picture of a puddle. When I look back at the window, the strange shadow is still there. My eyes trace the outline of her shoulders, head, and a slightly crooked hat, as I try to work out what it could be. A reflection of the trees, some rubbish Grandad's dumped up there. Then I see something that makes goosebumps prickle. My arms, a tiny white patch, like a puff of breath, is misting the glass. I squeeze my eyes shut and rub them. When I open them again, the white patch is gone. I smile nervously. Mom's always saying I've got an overactive imagination. It's probably the inflatable skeleton, I say. The one Grandad got for Halloween, and the hat could be from that dressing up box. Be quiet, Arthur, says Rose. You're annoying me. With a sigh, I give up on Rose and wander around the garden. I peel some bark off a tree, kick a punctured football into a hedge, then hang from a branch. Tap, tap, tap goes Rose on her phone. I drop to the ground and look up at the attic window. It's still there, I say. Arthur, Rose snaps, will you shut up about wizards? I'm not going to play with you. I groan and flop back down on the grass. Every summer, Mum and Dad leave us with Grandad while they go camping. It used to be brilliant. Rose and I would spend the whole week doing whatever we liked, building dens, swimming in the sea, eating cereal 3 times a day. But since Rose got her phone, she's become totally boring. Pom. Grandad drifts out of his shed, his grey hair and beard standing out against his dark skin. He grins at me, then starts hacking at a bush with a pair of rusty secateurs. Grandad, have you put a dummy or something up in the attic? He laughs. Not me, mate. I turn back to Rose. She can't stare at her phone all day. How about we check out the attic, then go and catch crabs off the end of the pier? No. Play ping pong? No. Go to the arcade and pretend to be pirates and see if we can find money that's fallen out of the slot machines? She shakes her head in alarm. No way! But you used to love doing that. You used to love doing that, Arthur. I went along with it. Suddenly Rose jumps to her feet and stuffs the phone in her pocket. Maisie Bailey, Grandad's next door neighbour, has appeared on the trampoline in her garden. Maisie Bailey is a horrible person, but Rose worships her because she's 13, 2 years older than us, and has her own YouTube channel called Totally Maisie. Rose scrambles onto the wheelie bin and leans over the wall. Hi, Maisie! What have you done to your hair? Shrieks Maisie, then joins Rose at the wall, and they begin a whispered conversation. Every now and again, they glance in my direction. Arthur, says Rose, what was it you saw in the attic? I hesitate. They're smiling, waiting for me to say something stupid, so I say, a shadow. Yeah, but what did the shadow look like? A wizard, I muttered, making them burst out laughing. I felt my cheeks burn, and I point at the window. I'm not imagining it. Look! And they do look, but Rose shakes her head. There's nothing there, Arthur. There is, I protest, but then I realise she's right. The window is just a blank, empty square. You've got to stand in the right spot, I say, moving from side to side. Make sure the sun isn't reflecting on the glass. But no matter what I do, I can't make the shape come back. With a final giggle, Maisie says she's got to go. Come round later, Rose. You can try out my trampoline. Really? Cries Rose. Thanks. Maisie disappears inside her house and Rose jumps off the wheelie bin. Really? I say, imitating her gushy voice. Thanks. Quick as a flash, Rose throws her arms around my legs and sends me crashing to the ground. Rose is good at rugby, but I'm good at wriggling. I try to escape by twisting and turning like a snake, but Rose just tightens her vice-like grip. Let go of me, I shout. Not until you stop being annoying. I'll stop being annoying. I try and fail to kick her off. When you stop being boring, which will be never. Rose squeezes harder until my legs start to go numb. Drain, she says in a deep voice. Deep, slow voice. Drain! Drain! This is something we used to do to each other. Pretend we could drain each other of energy by holding on tight and not letting go. Rose hasn't done it for years, but it's still surprisingly effective. Already my legs feel weak and heavy like lumps of concrete. Twins? We look up and see Grandad standing over us. I don't want to break up your game, but I thought you'd like to know there's a surprise waiting for you in the attic. We jumped to our feet. I knew I saw something up there. Grandad's surprises are legendary. He's built us a tree house, go-karts with working lights, and even a raft that we take on the river. Whatever he's done in the attic, I bet it involves that wizard. Race you! I yell, making a dash for the back door. I've only gone 3 paces when Rose overtakes me. She shoves me on my shoulder, shouting, "See you later, loser!" I tried to make my short legs work faster, but Rose is such a good runner, and she drained me so well, there's no way I can catch up with her. So instead, I go with insulting her, and I shout the insult that I know annoys her most. And I shout it all the way through the house and up the stairs. You look like me! You look like me! You look like me! Chapter 2. Whoa, I say, standing at the attic door. I've not been up here for a few years, but it's even messier than I remember. Bags and boxes are piled knee-deep across the floor, and toys are scattered everywhere. There are broken bikes and a canoe tucked into the eaves, and I can just see the old sofa buried under a pile of blankets. It's a tip, but just standing in this dusty and tidy room makes me happy. This is where Rose and I used to play the best games that went on for hours. I can't see any surprise, says Rose, poking around behind the sofa. My eyes go straight to the window. I'm expecting to see the inflatable skeleton or loads of boxes, but there's nothing there at all. For a second, I'm disappointed. I was so sure the wizard was going to be part of Grandad's surprise. But then the prickle of fear comes creeping back because I'm sure I saw something up here. Just then, Grandad comes wheezing into the room. So, what do you think of your surprise? He says. I pull my eyes away from the window. We can't find it. Grandad laughs and throws his arms out wide. Ha! That's because you're standing in it. Rose blinks. What do you mean, Grandad? The attic is your surprise. Isn't it amazing? Rose and I share a look of confusion. Grandad's done some pretty weird stuff over the years, including dyeing his beard green for Christmas, but he's never given us his attic as a present. He looks at us eagerly. Do you like it? I nod. Yeah, it's really surprising. Rose is less polite. Is this some sort of joke, Grandad? He walks around the messy room, kicking things out of his way. I know it doesn't look like much at the moment, but once you've cleared it out, I'm going to turn it into a den for the two of you. I'll put a TV over there, replace the sofa, put a popcorn machine in the corner. Whatever you want. It'll be yours. I smile as I imagine how amazing it will look. Even Rosie's eyes light up, breaking her #1 rule of never showing she's into something. I've always wanted a proper den, she says. Not the sort of thing me and Arthur used to make with blankets. Can we have beanbags? Grandad laughs. Shaped like burgers? And that's when my mind catches up with what Grandad just said. Hang on. What do you mean once you've cleared it out? Well, look around. How can I make an amazing den if all this junk is up here? He pushes a wobbly pile of boxes. I'd like to help, but I can't, not with my asthma. To prove his point, he bends over and breaks into a hacking cough. Inhaler, I say, and he obediently puts out his asthma inhaler and has a puff. Oh, nothing to worry about, he says, straightening up. Now, after you've got the attic empty, we can spend the rest of the weekend painting. Rose groans. Do we have to, Grandad? I'm with Rose on this. In just over a week, we start at Langdon Academy, a huge secondary school that's packed full of big kids, big scary kids, and that has a no talking in the corridors rule. I do not want to spend my last days of freedom doing DIY. You have to do it if you want a den, says Grandad. Then he grabs a pile of comics and heads for the door. I'll be in my shed. For a moment, Rose and I stand there staring at the chaos. Then Rose picks up a meter ruler, which for some reason is wrapped in tin foil, and starts clearing a path through the middle of the junk. This is my half, she says, and then she tosses the ruler into the messier part of the attic. And that's your half. Next, she opens a cupboard and starts pulling out books. After a moment, she says, No wizards in here, Arthur. With a sigh, I pick up the sports bag and start stuffing it full of National Geographic magazines. Suddenly, Rose gasps. Hang on! I think I found one! I can't resist looking up. Rose is grinning and holding up a large dusty book. My mistake. It's not a wizard. It's a French dictionary. I go back to the magazines. Something tells me this is going to be a very long day.